And welcome back to our premiere challenge here at the Gym Challenge here at Cycle Control Collectibles. I am Jesus Coronel, joined by Dennis Geisler, and we have made it to round number 5. We have two trainers that are potentially in a win and in situation between Fey Cai and Alexis Harrison, and both of them have what look to be standard teams that you typically see in a tournament, or maybe even a rank ladder if you want to go this far. And for Fey, who we're going to see on the screen, as I think we have a camera error. Yeah, it's just going to be Fey with the Tornadus Incarnate, Hisuian Arcanine, Iron Hands, Goldango, Ogerpon Wellspring, and Iron Hands. And for Alexis, her team, Dragonite, Chien-Pao, Urshifu Rapid Strike, Sinistcha, Fluttermane, and Iron Bundle. Two, well, speedy teams, but at different win conditions.
Yeah, and what's interesting here, there's a lot of interest here, I think, between these two teams. We do have the Ogerpon Wellspring. We have not seen an Ogerpon all day, so it is nice to finally see one. And then on the other end, that Fluttermane, we were talking about it beforehand, Citrus Berry, Icy Wind, Moonblast, Trick Room, Imprison. None of us were the ones to hit the camera this time, so that would be a problem for not me later. I didn't hit the camera. It wasn't me.
Are you Shaggy? Are we trying to get copyrighted right now? I don't think we need to do that.
Hey, Pokemon, the battle's starting. How exciting.
Yeah, see, Alexis is Fluttermane is interesting because she's having that Citrus Berry and a Flutter, which is typically an unseen item on it because of how poor its bulk is. And I'm wondering if she has any idea of how good her Fluttermane bulk is, and we're going to see her bring out the Dragonite Chien-Pao standard lead for this battle as Fey leads Tornadus Urshifu Rapid Strike, also standard.
Yeah, I mean, these are two of the famous duos that we've seen in the last couple of months of competitive Pokemon. I like how Chien-Pao and Dragonite match up into this, but at the same time, you always have to be afraid of... You never don't have to be afraid of Urshifu damage. Especially, that is a Scarf Urshifu. So instead of Detect it as U-turn, Surging Strikes, Aqua Jet, Close Combat U-turn.
I mean, Alexis can very much click Extreme Speed Terra Normal plus Sucker Punch onto the Urshifu.
Yeah, there's not really any reason not to.
As she's going to go ahead... Oh wait, no, Fey's going to terrestrialize that Urshifu in the water to start, so... Actually, if it's still for Sucker Punch, it's actually going to be backfiring because you no longer have the fighting resistance.
Yeah, it still gets hit.
And there we go. Alexis, she's going to terrestrialize her Dragonite into normal.
Yeah, and here it comes. now let's wait. It does mean it loses the resistance to...
Are we going to see Extreme Speed Sucker Punch, though?
Yeah, I mean, that's the problem.
Here's Extreme Speed. Tornadus in its terrestrialize, so here we go. It's going to be just enough for a one-hit knockout. Straight up.
Ring the bell.
Ring the bell. Alexis has come to play. She has come in with immense power, and eventually, oh, it was a Sucker Punch. I don't think she expected it to one-hit knockout to Urshifu.
Yeah, I mean, it's not like there's a big downside now because, oh no, Tailwind is up. My +2 priority Extreme Speed is going to be at such a disadvantage now. I think you're in a pretty okay spot here. I mean,
if you're who?
No matter what, if you're Alexis, obviously, you're in a great spot if you're Alexis. Regardless of anything else, you are probably going to be able to Extreme Speed next turn. It's Ogerpon. Worst thing that could happen is it follow me. Honestly,
you can't follow me.
Ogerpon.
I mean, you can't follow me unless his Ogerpon's faster because Extreme Speed and follow me have the same priority.
Yeah, they do, don't they?
Yeah, Alexis.
It probably is still faster.
Yeah, Fey's in a bit
still funny.
Yeah, Fey's in a very tough spot right now.
Fey's in a pretty tough spot to work around here. I mean, that's the power of this Chien-Pao Dragonite. They can take you down before you're able to do literally anything.
I guess it's something why people run side spam, you know?
Yeah.
Run the psychic terrain to make sure priority doesn't happen. Or,
yeah, to make sure.
Or niche Pokemon gets Serena for Regraph. Extreme Speed comes out once again from this Dragonite, and we are going to see it go into this Tornadus. Another easy one-hit knockout.
Ring the bell again.
Wow, that's just insane. And we're going to see this Chien-Pao successfully go for the Sucker Punch. Doesn't even do half to Ogerpon. As we're going to see the Horn Leech come back at the Chien-Pao. Going to get a bit of HP recovery back, but seeing as this Dragonite already got two one-hit knockouts with that Choice Band, Terra Normal, Extreme Speed, I don't think it's going to be lasting this much longer unless it goes with the Spiky Shield, as Goldango is the last Pokemon for Fei.
Yeah, at this point, Fei has to slow this battle down a little bit. I think something like Nasty Plot, Spiky Shield, or something like that. At this point, Chien-Pao, you kind of want to get... You want to stall out the Sucker Punch PP, I think. Dragonite does not threaten you with any damage. So
other than the Ogerpon.
The Ogerpon is threatened, yes. The Golden Go is the only possible win condition in this battle. I think Ogerpon is only there to facilitate Golden Go as a win condition. I don't like there.
Well, I mean, now it's good to know that Ogerpon's actually faster than this Degree Speed Dragonite.
Yeah, it is. That is decent information. I don't know about that decision. I think,
Sucker Punch goes into this Goldango, and it is able to take one at the very least. Here's the Make It Rain. It doesn't even do half HP to this Dragonite.
I think the best thing for Fei here is it means that you can at least see what Alexis brought as a second Pokemon. You get a tiny bit more
third
intel.
Pokemon, because we were
as a third Pokemon. And potentially, I don't know, the Dragonite doesn't need to switch out is the crazy thing. Even though it's locked in, even though it's choice locked, it doesn't need to switch out right now. If you bring
it's Urshifu.
Yeah, Urshifu will easily be able to clean up this battle with Surging Strikes. So you don't really have to show anything more if you're Alexis. But you got a tiny bit of extra information out of it. But yeah, that was really well played by Alexis. And honestly, I mean, that's the power of those two Pokemon. You just hit really hard.
That's just her trust in those Pokemon.
Yeah. And I think...
I mean, I don't know if it was fully trust from her end, because she did not expect that Extreme Speed just one-hit knock out the Urshifu out of Feiyu.
Yeah, I honestly didn't either. I think if you are Feiyu, I mean, you have a couple of options. You do have the Arcanine, the Hisuian Arcanine with the Intimidate, which will lower their attack. You do have the Ogerpon Wellspring, which does have Spiky Shield, to potentially turn some of that damage around. You do have the Golden Go, which doesn't take any damage against the Extreme Speed, which is very good. You even have the Iron Hands, potentially, which will take way less damage against those two Pokemon. It'll still take quite a bit of damage, but either way, Alexis moved very fast in that first game, and there's no reason not to maintain that speed. The worst case scenario lead, I think, is probably Arcanine, and that's not that bad.
It isn't, but it's just going to prompt the Dragonite to go for something like an Outrage or Stomping Tantrum instead.
Yeah. Well, yeah, and that's the thing, is it's not like Dragonite doesn't have any options against Golden Go, it's just it locks itself into its best option, which doesn't hit Golden Go.
But even then, Stomping Tantrum hits half of Feiyu's team for super effective damage.
Oh, yeah, I didn't even realize that. That is absolutely true, and that is going to be pretty useful. And that's the thing, it's that you still have options in the back for your Alexis. It feels like this Flutter Mane is a very situational pick that we may not see. We still don't know. I mean, we only saw 3 of her Pokemon in the first game. So,
and that's the thing with her. Look at her power. Look at her power.
Yeah.
Do you seriously think anything can contest it? And even if the power does go away, you have the Paradox Pokemon, Flutter Mane, and Iron Bundle to fall back on, even a Sinistcha to fall back on.
Yeah, this is an extremely offensively threatening team that you have here.
Again, one of the more notorious teams to be playing against in ranked, just because of how quickly Chien-Pao Dragonite can win games, as you just saw in that game 1. As Feiyu didn't have any answers to Alexis' offensive pressure, and now we gotta see if Feiyu can switch it around against her offensive team.
Yeah.
And Alexis is just going to lead the same lead again.
Don't fix what isn't broken.
And Iron Hands Goldango is going to be the response out of Feiyu. I don't see the Chien-Pao going Terra Ghost here, however.
Yeah, I think this is the best.
I mean, unless you're absolutely scared of Fey Cai, which then you probably would go for the Terra Ghost and forego going for Extreme Speed and go for a Stomping Tantrum.
Yeah, I do think this is the best answer into it, and it means that Dragonite is going to be playing it quite a bit differently. It also means that Chien-Pao has to feel pretty endangered immediately. That's the problem with Chien-Pao when you do only have Sucker Punch as dark coverage, is that Golden Go, even though it would take a ton of damage to it, can just click Nasty Plot, and then what do you do?
Chien-Pao protects to tech for the fake out, so at the very minimum. Okay, and also this Dragonite did not go for Extreme Speed, so no Terra as well either, so this would just be Stomping Tantrum into whatever comes in here for Alexis, and it's going to be something into Fey's Goldango. How much damage is it doing? Not enough for a one-hit knockout, and that's a nasty plot, but not at the best of times.
Not at the best of times. Now you have to make a read if you're Fey. That's kind of been the case. That was the case in the last game, and that's the case in this game, where you have to make a read if Goldango is going to get anything done. You might have to target the. You're too slow. You're just too slow. Yeah, no, this is difficult. I don't know what the out is for Goldango to get anything done.
Well,
Protect right now is
Protect is,
the
yeah,
starter.
Protect isn't out for now, but now it just leaves Iron Hands wide open for a double attack. Sucker Punch going into the air, unfortunately. Let's hurry out like Goldango. Stopping Tension, does get the Protect read onto this Iron Hands. It does, oh my god, that's a lot of damage. And Drain Punch just goes into the Chien-Pao. We'll hold on to that Focus Sash to live on 1 HP. I don't think Iron Hands got enough HP to get back out of Stomping Tantrum range. Though.
Yeah, now hold up on this this choice ban. Stomping Tantrum, that is a lot of damage. And it does mean now, yeah, I don't think it's out of Stomping Tantrum range. Iron Hands, yeah, absolutely not out of Stomping Tantrum range. And Chien-Pao still has the opportunity to Sucker Punch. Worst thing that happens is Goldango doesn't do anything. That's the nice thing about camping the Sucker Punch, is that the worst thing that can happen to you is not getting hit. And that is totally fine.
Is it even worth going for another nasty plot right now just to bait out the Sucker Punch?
Yeah, well, and that's the thing. It's you end up playing it out a lot slower, and you try to bait out the Sucker Punch PP. Like, Sucker Punch does have fairly low PP. That is the nice counterplay to it, but there are too many Pokemon flying around for you to rely on that, especially with how low of HP Goldango has right now.
Oh no, no Sassy Pot coming in. This Goldango instead is going to feint to the Sucker Punch. His Iron Hands does not have enough speed to outspeed this Choice Band Dragonite. Stomping Tantrum just going to knock it out and fade you down to his last 2 Pokemon.
Yeah, and once again, even despite the changes, the flexibility of Dragonite, what is that Pokemon? Chien-Pao.
Chien-Pao.
The flexibility of Dragonite Chien-Pao is getting demonstrated again because, okay, these Pokemon are very good against Terra Normal Extreme Speed and broadly against Chien-Pao, and it doesn't matter.
And especially because of that Inner Focus.
Yeah, and especially because that Inner Focus. Like,
although,
you don't have,
although the problem now becomes Dragonite might have to switch up because you probably have to Terrestrialize the Arcanine unless you really want to lose to a Stomping Tantrum right now.
Yeah.
Or you can just follow me into the Ogre Pond just to be extra safe.
They're both options. I think you could Terra your Ogre Pond just because it's fun. I feel like you want to Terrastal here regardless, but
it is going to be the follow me coming out from this Ogre Pond though, so Stomping Tantrum is just going to be redirected. What does the Chien-Pao do here though, however? It's just going to be a Sacred Sword. Even at -1, not doing a whole lot of damage. Here's the Rock Slide gonna finally knock out the Chien-Pao, and it knocks out the Dragonite as well with that Choice Band, and now that's what you call a Chien-Pao betrayal.
Yeah, that oh yeah, that is a Chien-Pao betrayal. I was like, that even with Choice Band, that's a lot of damage.
That's the sort of ruins with it too.
Betrayal, yeah, and that's I guess the big nice thing about playing these choiced physical mons up against
one another,
Chien-Pao.
And that's Alexis' last 2 Pokemon on her side being Urshifu and Iron Bundle. Iron Bundle gonna go ahead and activate that booster energy for that speed as the Freeze try to deal with this Ogre Pond.
Yeah.
So this battle still is favorable to Alexis and her offensive style.
Yeah, exactly, and I think the Ogre Pond is done immediately. I think Iron Bundle is going to immediately knock it out. Unless Ogre Pond is able to Terrastal here, and even then it might still get knocked out by the Iron Bundle. And even regardless, that Urshifu, it can detect here. It can play it slow.
Although you do know that this Arcanine is locked into that Rock Slide.
Oh yeah, it is locked into Rock Slide. It can't do anything like really threatening.
No, it can't. It has to go for flinches.
I mean, you do want to make sure that you don't do anything that'll water absorb into the Wellspring.
But as we see it detect coming in from this Urshifu, doesn't want to take any unnecessary damage from this Ogre Pond, as it's just going to go ahead and follow me to make sure it is just a Freeze Dry going into this Ogre Pond, so now this Urshifu is completely safe. It can still Terra Fairy to be safe, but you need this Rock Slide to do a knockout onto this Iron Bundle right here, right now, to win this game.
Yeah, and I don't know that it will.
It connects, that's the first question, and it does!
Oh wow, okay.
Straight up!
That is really good damage. And now, I mean, it'll come down to Surging Strike's damage against
A Terra Fairy.
preferably Terastallized. Yeah, even then, I think Urshifu has this one handled. Especially because...
Oh, and she has the Terra too.
Yeah, I was going to say, the Terastal is available for Urshifu as well.
Oh my goodness, neither he plays Terastallized instead of probably turn 1 out of the last game, and now we get on the last moment of this game. And yeah, now I think now it's going to know whether or not this Arcanine even outspeeds the Urshifu.
Yeah, I don't think it does.
There's the Fairy Terra
even
from
if it
this
does, you have to
Arcanine.
rely on a lot of Rock Slide flinches.
I mean, there's a Rock Slide, there's a way, a wise man once said, but nope, Urshifu is still faster. It is going to connect first onto this Arcanine. The first critical hit, with the second critical hit, the third one should be enough for a quick and easy 2-0, and it is going to be a 2-0 win for Alexis Harrison. She wins this battle 2-0. Our first 2-0, second 2-0 of the set, of the day, and that may get her a chance into the top cut slots.
Yeah, it'll move her up to 3-2. It'll be in the bubble zone for top cut, and yeah, that was really it definitely demonstrated Dragonite Chien-Pao once again. We've seen it so many times, but it really is that strong. Getting the drop in opponent defense combined with 2 priority moves with same type attack bonus with just all the damage in the universe. You're doing so much with those 2 Pokemon, and it's one of those things where it's not that you need to play those Pokemon, but you absolutely need to have an answer to those Pokemon before you come into a battle. You have to enter the battle and see those 2 Pokemon and go, I know what I'm doing, I do this against them. And if you don't, this happens.
Yeah, exactly. You have an answer with Ghost-type Pokemon, a Pokemon that can block priority, or just having Pokemon that can resist all general priority attacks. But even so, we saw how Alexis adapted her playstyle and used a move like Stopping Attention, as I said, was super effective against half of Fei's team, and look what happened!
Yeah, and it knocked out both of the leads that were great against Extreme Speed.
Yeah, as we said, that was the last round of Swiss. We're going to be going into Taco shortly. After this, I mean, of course, we want to spoil what's going up next. And while we wait for Taco, let's talk about... I don't think we got much time to waste, actually. Let's just go ahead and go to a commercial break, and we'll be right back with Talk Cut very shortly.